Alright. I gotta swallow my Pop Tarts even though it's not. Anyways, welcome to my political life video blog, and here's my observation that you don't want to know, because I will analyze this later on tonight on the Blaze Radio Network for Worklight Wednesday. And so is Thursday Night News Live Wire, as far as we're concerned on the Blaze Television Network, and so is Thursday Night News Live Wire web page. So here's my purpose you ought to know about the assassins. So who the assassins are disremembered by the journalist of you-know-who, from the New York Times journalist you-know-who, Jamal Khashoggi. And this is why he's still alive. Still alive. Put this in right for you. Because, I bet it's not the New York Times, is it? Oh yeah, that's right. Washington Post columnist. This is what he's still alive, and the officials says the Turkish officials has been revealed to the Wall Street Journal article that Khashoggi is never interrogated just before he was beaten and killed and undermining, yes, the Saudi theory, and it may have been killed in interrogation gone wrong. You know what happens? I'll tell you what happens to you-know-who, Khashoggi. Because here's why you don't want to know about this one. So here's your worst nightmare. So, ladies and gentlemen, put this right for you. Khashoggi just walked into the Saudi consulate just earlier this month, last couple of weeks, whether it's in Istanbul, and tried to finalize his divorce so he can marry his fiancée, and he never wants to see it again. So that's why he criticizing the Saudi government and the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. So imagine if you're watching Law and Order, or Without a Trace. I know. Oh yeah, one of my favorites, Jerry Bruckheimer, Without a Trace. Here's your worst nightmare. The Turkish government has already said that it has been proved that Khashoggi has been killed and dismembered inside the consulate, and that was the pieces of his body were later removed. Oh, well, the Middle East Eye tried to cite the unnamed Turkish source that the recordings has been obtained by the Turkish government that proves that Khashoggi is, alive. Alive. Well, by the time that he was dismembered. What is dismembered has something to do with this? Well, here's my purpose. The source told that Middle East Eye that Salah Mohammed al-Tabagi, he is the head of the forensic evidence. What is the CSI, as far as we're concerned? Well, for the Saudi group, General Department was, you guessed it, that it was been cut up into pieces. Yeah, right. Pieces. So what comes next? I bet the Wall Street Journal knows. It was spoken by the multiple Turkish sources. Try to identifies this. Who is also spelled Salah al-Tabiki. Well, I bet the person is disremembered Khashoggi. And you know why? Look at this. If you see CNN, the liberal report this this stupid report of theirs. Here we go. What about MSNBC has nothing to do? Well, guess what? On this recording, this is the incident been obtained by the Turkish government. And that's why he recommends about the other Saudis try to listen to the to the music while he works. Quote this: "When I do this job, I listen to music. You should do that too." Yeah, right. So he's tried reporting that the ejection with a substance priority to his dismemberment. And you know what? It didn't kill him right away. But what about the Middle East source reports that it took 7 minutes before he died? Oh. And according to CNN, the Liberal, Saudi Arabia was planning to release a huge report saying that Khashoggi just died during an interrogation gone wrong with these recordings, and according to both Middle East and the Wall Street Journal, shows no evidence at all. Get it? It shows no darned evidence to this interrogation, as far as we're concerned. Now, have enough said about this, because everything else about, you guessed it, back in 2007, the Saudi embassy in London, England, embassy inside the UK. And it's just reported about the Saudi crown prince has been photographed, because several international trips, and it's scanned by the passport. Oh, yeah. And the badge belongs to, yeah, you guessed it, CNN the Liberal, by Turkish official. Now, finally, you may not know this, that President Trump told the people not to prejudge Saudi Arabia. Get this. President Trump tried to compare the people who wants to blame Saudi Arabia for Khashoggi's disappearance, into thin air. This is just like David Copperfield trying to make things disappear. So is Harry Houdini, the magician, or David Copperfield, whatever it is. But enough of this. Because everybody else has been disappeared by the Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh has been sexually misconduct. Just remember that as well. Quote this, according to Associated Press: "I think we have to find out what happened first." And here we go again. It was just said this last Tuesday. And you know you're guilty until proven innocent. I don't like that. We went through that with Justice Brett Kavanaugh, and he was innocent all the way, as far as I'm concerned. Just remember that last Monday, that Trump has repeated a Saudi theory that the murder have been, carried out by, the rogue killers, and the theory to be, used, on the Saudis to try to vindicate themselves. But what about just for today? Well, guess what? I saw this on Fox 5 in New York City on my smartphone when I was getting ready to go to sleep. Listen, and get this. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo was, you guessed it, was granting the Saudis government for a few more days to finish this huge investigation. And that's why so they get right on it before trying to decide whether or not he thought the accusations against them were credible. I believe you know this by now, but who knows? And one more thing, because the moral of my political life video blog story is this: never underestimates Khashoggi's disappearance. And whatever happens, well, I guess you'll be the judge for now. From now on. Trust me about that as well. But anyways, I'll get to this huge story later on tonight on the Blaze Radio Network for my Wordplay Wednesday and see the results this. So sis, especially CNN and Liberal try to cover that stupid story. I have no objection whatsoever. Anyways, that's my political life video blog story, and I'm sticking to it, and we'll be right back for hashtag #AllMyQuires, because I'll be at Resurrection. Trust me, for Wednesday night choir sometime. It starts at 7 o'clock. Trust me. Relax. Patience is a virtue.